For you. This one comes from the Louisiana Open Carry Awareness League. The question is, please ask Sheriff Norman if he is familiar with the legal right for citizens to openly carry pistols and how he has directed his deputies to respond when encountering someone who is legally armed.
It's a very interesting question. There's what I would say is an anomaly in the law that it's illegal to carry a concealed handgun. It's perfectly legal to carry a handgun that's not concealed. So if we think of Wyatt Earp walking down the streets of a western town with a gun open and visible to everyone, that's perfectly legal. Now, it's not perfectly legal anywhere. If you walk into, and we just recently had a situation, into a retail establishment, which I think some group was trying to test to see what was going to happen, openly carrying a gun in the retail establishment. Has every right to do so under the law. But the retail establishment does not have to allow them in. And if they refuse to leave, they then will be cited for trespass and/or 1456, which is criminal mischief.
So it's on private property, it's not allowed in a retail
establishment. Well, it all
establishment.
depends on the private property owner, whether or not they want to tolerate that behavior on their property. Now, if he or she were walking down the sidewalk, it's perfectly legal.
So do you work with your deputies on how to approach someone who's openly carrying a firearm?
Our deputies, we've talked to them just recently in the last week or two. We've had a series of meetings about this particular thing because there seems to be some group that's testing law enforcement to see how they're going to respond to it. Now, in Title 40, there's a statute that actually says if you are creating a disturbance by virtue of having the gun and stuff, that we are allowed to go in that case. That law has actually been overturned in the 1st District in Louisiana. It hadn't been tested in the 5th, which is our jurisdiction, so it's still unclear as to whether or not we have the authority, and I would suggest that at some point the Louisiana Supreme Court's going to have to deal with that issue. Now, it is not a constitutionally protected right. Because there are states that have, in fact, California just passed laws restricting the ability to do that, and it's been tried and tested, and it's been held constitutionally sound.
Very interesting. All right, Sheriff, thanks so much. We'll be back in just a moment.